All right, everyone. So Dr. Chris Featherstone tweeted out this. Sources within WWE have informed me that the online backlash of Drew McIntyre's potential WrestleMania opponent has opened up internal discussions to reevaluate current plans. So, I've been talking about this. Drew McIntyre is a really good superstar. He's no doubt a main eventer. The issue has been the main event scene is so stacked, and I don't think since his feud with CM Punk, they've really been able to find that formidable opponent for him. And you saw this kind of boil over at the Royal Rumble when his spot was messed up and he ends up leaving upset. And, we've seen everything from that. Now, I don't know if this report is talking about Damian Priest. I think that's what the planned match is. I think that's the backlash they're talking about, but I don't understand 110% if that is what they're talking about. But if it is, then I think this is probably a good thing because here's the thing that WWE has to do a very good job of doing is you only have two major championships for the men and for the women, right? You have those two major titles. Everything else is, you have the mid-card title, but you have two major championships that they could be winning if they're not tag teams. That means you probably only have max for the men and the women, four on each side of people who are going to be in those spots at any given pay-per-view, unless you're doing a triple threat or a fatal four-way, but usually you have a feud of about two people. So that's two times two, that gives us four, right? Pretty simple idea. Now, what WWE needs to do is get back to a point like we saw with Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk is you have to find a way to build rivalries for people that may not be in the main event, although I think that one actually was in the main event, but they may not be in the main event, but they feel as big as a championship match. You saw this all the time during the Attitude Era where Austin McMahon wasn't, it wasn't always having to do with the championship. Sometimes it had to do with, he would get a shot, but it wasn't always that. Undertaker, how many big matches did the Undertaker had that had no championship implications on the line, but the story was told so well, it didn't matter. And that's what WWE has to do. They have to find a way to get these kind of main eventers who are going to be not main eventing because they just have so many limited spots. They have to find a way to get them main event status through their feuds. And they did this with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. That feud was unreal. They hated each other. You could tell, and people loved it. There was no problem with that feud. They got to deliver that for him. Drew McIntyre probably feels like, hey, I delivered this great Hell in the Cell match. You told me, hey, go on vacation, take a break, do whatever. And then when I come back, because there was an injury and, you needed me, there's no good storyline for me to kind of take and run with. So I like that WWE is listening to some of the backlash. And I don't mind a match with Damian Priest, but make that match matter. Make us care about it when it's on the screen, not just because it's two big names, but because there's something really tied to it. So thank you all for watching.